but I get the opportunity to do other things besides life insurance, like for business owners. That's why I wanted to come on this retail one here. I thought maybe I could meet some small business owners and introduce myself. I can work with elderly people who want to save money in retirement or protect their assets, or young parents who just had a baby, get some children's insurance for their kids or whatever, so endless opportunities, endless options. That's a pro, is that I get to meet a lot of people. The biggest con is just what I said. I don't get to do it person to person for the most part. And when I do get to meet somebody, I have to do it wearing a mask. And it's the most awkward thing for me, is I can't, show my smiling face, and I can't really see their reaction sometimes when I go and meet them. So it's challenging, but I persist. I still go out and see people when I can. This COVID is temporary. It's not going to last forever. It seems like it has, but it's not. And I just keep trugging along. That's all I can do. That's all any of us can do, really, for that matter.
That's right. How do you get your, not being from here, how do you get your leads? Where do they come from?
One thing that I do, and I'll tell everybody here a little trade secret, I guess, that I've been taught through my company. It's a thing called list method. So it's basically going on to, once you meet somebody, or maybe you haven't met them, but you want to have a meeting with them, coming to the table after meeting with them and everything, and saying, so I'm always trying to meet people when I can, and have a lot of names. It's, a full pipeline, if you will, of names to get in contact with. So what I would do is, if they have to have like a LinkedIn or a Facebook or some kind of social media platform, is going through some of their contacts, some of their connections, people that are on their list, I guess, that are in their social media, and picking out names that, just might be beneficial, might not. A trigger is if somebody has a picture of a baby in it, that's okay. Well, there's a young parent with a little kid. Or maybe someone just posted a picture, or their profile picture might be them with this giant key, like they just bought a house or whatever. That could be another thing. So coming to the table with that, saying, would any of these names would you be okay introducing me to these people? I like to meet people and try to help when I can, see if I can help, and whatnot. And then usually I'll get 4 or 5 names from each person that I talk with. Another way is sometimes I get, we call them orphan clients. So it's basically an existing New York Life client who doesn't have an agent anymore, who needs to have service done. And so sometimes they'll come to me that way. So it's my job to get in contact with them, be as their agent or their service advisor. Now it's my job to make sure that everything is answered, everything is put in place. That's another way. My dad is also a New York Life agent, so I've gotten some business from him as he's slowly getting to retirement by the end of this year, which is helpful. And then also going business canvassing too, going out and seeing people as well. A lot of networking across the country, which can be tricky because, it's difficult to get in, to have a connection with somebody that's not in the same state as you, let alone over the computer screen. So those are the ways that those are my favorite ways to get businesses, or to get new names and to get leads and all that. I would prefer to know somebody first and foremost, whether that's to ask for a referral from them, or to even ask if I could do something for them through my services. I don't like cold calling. I don't like any cold stuff, really. It's just, it was a thing in the 80s and 90s, I'm sure, but it's not really much of a thing anymore.
Right.
It's all about trust and relationship building and doing good for people. And I think the more I would do good, the more I try to do good for somebody, the more I can build that reputation amongst other people that I meet. So that's really it for me, how I get new names.
Well, interesting. Now, with what you do you have to be licensed in every state, or are you good to go everywhere?
So I can get licensed in all 50 states. That's a unique privilege that I have. And the licensing part of it isn't a challenge. What could be a challenge is one, if I meet somebody, let's say in Texas, they seem interested at first. I apply for the license and then they decide to back out. Well, I can't get a refund on that license that I just put in. So now I have this state that I have where I don't have anybody to talk to now. And that's not a problem. Of course, I can talk to anybody in there if I go out looking for somebody. The other side of that is solicitation roles. I'm in an industry that's so heavily regulated. FINRA, the SEC, and the insurance industry by itself is just they're watching everything always. Mm-hmm. So the thing with that is there's such a gray area for solicitation. Like, for example, let's say I was talking with you, Laura. I just met you and I don't know anything about you, but you seem somewhat interested in some of my services, maybe thinking about something down the road. But you're in Indiana and I'm in Kentucky. I'm not licensed there yet. So, you're still on the fence. So I'm not trying to apply for it yet. What I would do is say, what I can do is, ask you questions and, see if it might be a good fit for me to help you in the future. Okay. I'm not asking to write an application with you or for business or anything like that. So that's when it becomes solicitation, when I cross that line of asking for business, sending brochures or links or something like that. Where I'm okay to do is actually just ask you questions and see if I might be okay to prospect you in the future.
Okay. Makes sense.
Long story. I apologize for that, but that's really how that whole thing works.
Well, no, I think we all learn. I've learned a couple of things just from you talking about that. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Hey, John, you want to go next?
Sure. So John Miller with Internetic. We do IT support and consulting and projects and pretty much anything technology except for websites.
Okay. How's your room coming up? The room with all the cameras and
we're getting there. So we got all the cameras and lights put in and all that. And that's working pretty well. Working on getting the sound dampening in now. That's been kind of a problem because I can't do any damage to the room because it's supposed to, I just don't want to. It's I guess our room, but I want to drill holes in the walls and stuff.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out how to hang these things. So I'm just looking. I went to Lowe's today for an hour trying to figure something out that's not really expensive.
Command hooks. I tell you what,
I was just going to say that, Laura.
I'm not sure they'll hold this stuff up because the sound dampening blankets are 40 pounds a piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, they do have some that are can hold older, bigger weight, but I don't know if for that. I don't know. But
up to 50. I've got one up to 50.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm sure there's stuff out there though.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was I'm trying to figure some things out. So I'll probably hit on Amazon later on for some really big tripods. So I can run a bar across them or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out.
You'll figure something out. Miss Benny, Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year. Good.
Great.
So good to see you all.
Well, I'm just.
Hey, Joe, I think you're doing I'm sorry?
I'm just having everybody kind of introduce themselves. I've been waiting for a couple of our retail folks to come on board that had said they were going to participate. So I thought this would be a good chance for you all to network just for a few minutes.
Really appreciate the opportunity. And I know, Joe, you're doing a fantastic job. Since the first time I met you, which we still have pending to connect on a one-on-one. Again, you're doing a fabulous job. It's all about prospecting, and you said it right. It's about doing what is right to your own clients and then earn that right to ask for referrals. And you also said it right. There are platforms that allow us to connect with the community, and LinkedIn is a great one. So as you said, usually when you have a conversation with your potential client, you notice that they have relationships with people that you want to do business with. Always have those names up front. So before you conclude your conversation, your first conversation, and you've given them a very, very good first impression, that's the one thing that you can bring up so that they can feel that you're not only interested in earning their business, but you genuinely are looking to expand your business and help people in the community. So that's a great idea. So I've met John in the past through other presentations. Nicole, I'm not sure if we've met, but I work for Chase Bank. I've been with Chase for 10 years. I am on the business banking side, so I help business clients. Laura asked how we do connect with people and prospect because it's very difficult these days. I'm fortunate that I manage a book of business, so I stay in connection with my clients, and I do everything that I can to make sure that their businesses are running, well, the banking side is running efficiently and that they're protected. And I know they see value, so I am not shy when I have to ask for referrals. And that's a question that you need to ask one time and a second time, because usually they immediately think that definitely I will give you referrals, but you need to remind them. So the best way to do it is from time to time, send an email to your clients and said, do you know what? Remember our conversation? I'm still looking for clients. And when you're taking good care of them, they remember that you are efficient. So they do introduce you to people. Maybe they are not in your space, or maybe you ended up not doing business with the people that they refer to you because it's not a good fit at the time. But definitely you have the opportunity to build that relationship, and that's awesome. So I'm grateful to be able to connect with the chamber and be an advocate for the chamber. And I learned from these, from these meetings, and I hope that I can also, provide some value when I participate. So thank you for having me.
Well, you're very welcome. What do you all think is the difference between LinkedIn and Alignable?
I've never heard of Alignable.
Alignable is weird. My experience is it's borderline scammy in my opinion. From working a little bit, I tried to get on a couple times. So the whole idea, I think, is like LinkedIn is kind of like Facebook for businesses. Alignable is supposed to be, if you get if someone came to me with something that I don't do, I could refer it over to someone else. But the whole thing is they're very pushy. They remind me a lot of Yelp or
Amway.
One of the other ones. I don't know. There's one of the other ones.
You probably don't know what Amway is.
I've heard the name. That's all I know. But
Amway is definitely a scam.
Yeah. I mean, I just wonder because I get a lot of requests to join Alignable, which I have not. I don't know anything about it. So that's why I was asking your all's opinion on that.
Yeah, that's why I usually seen is when I joined it, it said invite everyone. It'll constantly pester you to do it. It's that's just a little weird.
Right.
And
right.
I think I had it for a year or so. I never got anything out of it.
Well, one thing that I will recommend you.
Pardon me? Say that again.
One thing that I will recommend you is to get acquainted with LinkedIn, and then try to connect with people through LinkedIn and create be disciplined about it. Let's say that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you go and check on LinkedIn and connect with the people that you want to connect, and make that like a homework. Like if you want to connect, let's say a very good news from a business from Middletown, from the chamber that are members of the chamber, pull that article or any news related to that and send it to everybody that you know. Okay. And then when you see I have a connection that is from the area, pick up that connection and invite them to connect with you. People are very friendly on LinkedIn, to be honest with you, because it's a great outlet to network without having to pay a BNI or having to be in an association.
Right, right.
That's it. I will shut up.
Okay, good advice. One of our retail members has just joined. That's Dee Dee Taylor with 502 Hemp. I don't know if you all have been to any of her locations, but I'm going to have her introduce herself and let her tell you a little bit about what she does. Miss Dee Dee, if you can unmute. There she goes.
Go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, let me
Happy
start the
New
video.
Year.
There we go. Sorry, I was late. Hello, everyone.
That's okay.
Hi, Dee Dee.
I hate being late to these things. But I
Okay.
had a customer come in, and I own 502 Hemp. First off, let me tell you that. The one there on Mosier Road in Middletown. And I love what I do, but I just had customers come out actually at my LaGrange store today, and I had some customers come in that had needed some help because she has cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that took that I had to do some education and but
that's okay.
Set her on the right path. And what were you saying right before then?
So just tell us how long you've been in business and your different locations. And
so I've been in business technically since 2016, and really technically since 2014 with my husband working on things. But I started selling at fairs and festivals around town as set up as Kentucky Beauty and Wellness. So I was probably one of the first out there peddling my wares, I guess you can say. And then in 2018, in September, I opened the store there on Mosier. And then 2019, I opened the LaGrange location and Owensboro location. So I've got 3 so far. However, the LaGrange store will be closing on Friday, unfortunately.
Are you moving to a new location or just
I'm
shutting
hoping
down?
so. I haven't determined that yet. Where at in Louisville the second location will be, but I need to move back to Jefferson County for sure.
Okay. You feel like more business in Jefferson County?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Oldham's a tough crowd to get into with, and it's different. It's different here. So, but yeah, I plan on opening a second location somewhere in Louisville. I just haven't decided.
I have a question, Dee Dee. You said that you were interested in, or that you had peddled your wares at some festivals. Did you find any festival more beneficial than any other? I'm an avid festival goer, which is why I was asking.
Well, festivals. So actually, I got my start at the Fleur de Flea. So yeah, no lie. There, and then the Flea Off Market. So I did the Flea Off Market like every weekend that they had it. So that's kind of where I started out at. I was the very first CBD person there. And
they were packed.
They were back then, back in 2016. Yes, they were
back in the day. Yeah, they were packed.
Yeah, they were good ones. And then I really like. And I'm also a proud sponsor with the Kentucky Derby Festival. So I do all of those events as well when they had them. So hopefully 2021 will be better.
Did I hear that Tuesday they're going to be making an announcement on what they're going to try to do?
I hope so. I'm supposed to have a meeting with my reps sometime this week, and then that's kind of when I get the early scoop on when things are happening, which I'm always never allowed.
I know that they've already canceled the Cherokee Triangle Art Festival, which
they already did.
Wow. Yeah, they've already canceled it. So I don't know. I just, everything's just such a big question mark.
It is. So, I know the Big Four Arts Bridge is a good one. That's a good event. J-Town, the
Gaslight. Have you been to the Hootenanny?
I haven't been to the Hootenanny, no.
Where's that?
The Hootenanny's down on the waterfront. Probably 4 years strong. It was just a place that I saw several vendors that you would congeal with very easily. It would be a nice picking, so to speak. Yeah.
I know too. I've been in sales with Party Like Candles for almost 26 years, and I did the fair. It was a long 2 weeks, but boy, I really got the business out there. That's where I'd say my base got built.
Was it? See, and I had thought about that, and then I saw how much time and manpower you had to put into your booth out there. I was kind of like, well, I've got 2 stores that I'm running. That would be really hard to do that with staffing. So
it can be done, but if you do put a coffee pot in there and a little refrigerator.
That's
well, good one of the things that I had said, Dee Dee, in the beginning with this is a brand new group for the chamber, this Affinity Group. we felt like we had a lot of retail members, and especially mom and pop, you know, one person owners. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. So we wanted to, you know, support you guys in your endeavor and see, well, how are things going with COVID? What's been your biggest obstacle? What's probably been your best accomplishment during COVID?
Me personally, my biggest accomplishment is staying in business. That I think.
Yay.
If you're still in business right now, I think you are doing well.
Yeah.
And still managing to pay the bills and that all that kind of stuff and keeping my employees. So I think those are great accomplishments.
Yep.
I'm still, you know, doing R&D work to get new product in. We're still moving forward. I still have customers that rely on us. And I think that's super important. I love still being here for the community and being able to do things and sponsor events. I'll be happy to do that again. I think I'm just happy to still be in business. I really am.
Well, we're glad you're still in business too. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
One of the things that I'm wanting to know, I had said in the email that I didn't think that this call would last the full hour just because, you know, it's our very first one, but I've got an idea for a promotion. But before I do that and share that with you, I'd like to know from a retail perspective, what do you think our retailers would like to, for the chamber to do to help them? What can we do to help you keep your doors open with all the COVID guidelines that we're having to deal with? What can we do to help you all? And that includes all of you guys.
Well, and I'll go first since I'm unmuted. You guys sharing on social media, I think is super helpful. I can't do any advertising because what my business is. So the only way I can get it really out there to other people that I don't know is by word of mouth and by other people sharing that stuff. So I think that is extremely helpful.
Okay. You might want to go back. John Miller trained last week on the e-commerce and social media Affinity Group on what's word I'm looking for? How to utilize your social media to the best of your ability. And he really had a lot of helpful hints on, especially Facebook, you know, with what did you call them? The certain words that you should use when you're writing your
AdWords.
Yeah.
Yeah, AdWords and keywords.
Yeah, keywords and your analytics. He actually went through the analytics part of your Facebook.
Missed that. Okay.
Yeah. And just kind of pointed different things out that someone like me probably wouldn't even go there. I mean, you know, I'm good to get into Facebook, post in there, do what I need to do, like, share, blah, 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 blah. I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment. But then to actually get into the analytics part of it. So it is recorded. It's on the website. You may want to go back and he's on there twice. Okay. It would probably be a huge benefit to you.
Probably.
Yes. And for anybody. Yeah. So social media, anything else that we can do to help you as a retailer?
Can I say something?
Yes, Benny, jump in.
What, because of the type of business that you're in, you just said it, maybe you have limitations on the things that you can advertise. But one thing that I know that you can advertise in a way or another, that people can link your name to what you offer is through Instagram with pictures and educate people more than anything. Yeah. Because people really, really think about CBD and those products about that are, people think they're illegal or they're always related to marijuana or any other type of drugs. So when we are not well educated or we're ignorant about it, if we're ignorant, we don't know. But if you kind of like add stories about how much is improving and helping the people that you serve. For example, you were talking about somebody who's going through cancer. That's a major thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what makes it, that will make it different. Your product is what's going to make the difference in their life. So trying to come up with stories, how you've helped somebody, and showcase those stories.
Right.
Stories and educate people will be a great way to kind of like market your business.
And we do. We have Instagram, we have Pinterest, we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube. We're doing more YouTube videos now. We have TikTok, but I'm not very active on there. I'm going to get my young daughter to help with that because I'm not going to dance on there. That's just not going to happen. And I am not that good at that stuff. So she's going to come help me with that this weekend. I have a Snapchat. I'm not active on that either. Some of those things I just feel too old for. Do you guys feel the same way? Or is it just me? Because I'm like, man, I'm 45. Facebook is enough. And even that I struggle because one, I have been put in Facebook jail. I don't know how many times. And I have competitors that report me. So then you're marked. So it's, this industry is quite interesting, I must say. So
I've never heard of such. I didn't,
yeah.
I'm literally naive.
Oh yeah. I mean, and I think you're seeing more and more and more of that in people's posts and what have you. So my question to you though is like TikTok and Snapchat. Don't you want to try to appeal to that younger generation too? Because that's the future of your business.
Exactly. And that's why I'm going to have my 23-year-old daughter do some of that stuff for me.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
She likes making videos. She can make things cute with her phone and it looks, like great quality. I'm like, yeah, let's talk because you need a part-time job. So that's what we're doing.
I have a question, Didi. Even though that could be a good target client for you in the future, what is the price point of your products? And is that your real target market?
We have all sorts of different things, price wise, from $3 all the way to $289 is my highest item, but that's for somebody with cancer. You know what I mean? And even then, most of our products are about $60. That's just depending on what they want to take it for. So we counsel, we educate, we get to, we talk to our customers to see what would work best for them and what they want to use it for. So if somebody comes in to see me and they have anxiety, I'm like, are you losing sleep? Are you having panic attacks? And we kind of go through our little series of education things, asking them what's going on with them. And then we kind of go from there as to what milligram would work best for them. So my place is more of an education center. So it does appeal to the younger crowd to an extent. It's still, but more so our age group, my age group, it's more of a natural remedy instead of the pills. So I think people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So they're wanting to find a natural alternative. And this is it. And because it is, legal, and there's so many different amazing new research that's coming out with how CBD is helping people, even research on how it's helping people with COVID. So just the inflammation and all that kinds of stuff. So I'm pretty on top of all that kind of stuff, which is good. That way I can educate more. I think being able to answer those questions is helpful.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you connected with nonprofits that support people that have cancer or that have, for example, mental problems, or even with, let's say, senior living places where they may need that type of education and have another alternative?
I've definitely tried connecting with them. Whether or not they actually pass on the information is a different question. I've met a lot of people through the chambers, through many different chambers that I'm a part of. Nonprofits, I do work with them. I do a lot of sponsorships, a lot to help with their galas and things like that, to help them raise money. Now, do they pass on my information? I honestly don't know. I know there's a lot of doctors that know me and know my reputation, and they will pass on the information and the referral. I don't know. It's kind of hard to actually work with nonprofits, if that makes sense. So, because I'm not a nonprofit.
I'm not saying to give it for free. Yeah, but not to give it your services for free, but to offer like the educational piece.
And I had when I could do speaking engagements, I would go to some of these, to like members groups, VFW, Rotary clubs. I've done a lot of speaking engagements, and I even did one for the chamber. A couple of them, I think we had a lunch too, didn't we? So I do like to do that because I like to teach. I like to educate. So yeah.
And she is very informative. If you ever get a chance to sit down with her, she'll give you a whole different perspective on CBD, and it's what separates her, in my opinion, from every.
Thank you.
I mean, right now you're finding it everywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, you're finding it. But to me,
at a gas station, yeah.
How much of that is really legit, and it's not. But you know, people don't know that unless they actually sit down and listen to you. So
yeah. And
do you have an educational video on your website?
We have educational. Well, I don't know if the videos are up yet. I know we did some, but even my whole blog, my CBD education, where all the blogs are, all the stuff we've written, there's so much information out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's changing constantly, I'm sure.
And we're revamping our website too, to where there'll be more video education type things. It's just, they want me to try to get everything in 30 seconds. I talk for way longer than 30 seconds about something. So that's really tough right now. It's like blah, 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 blah. And it's, so we're working on that. So that's why they keep telling me make longer ones, and it goes to my YouTube channel. So
John, any recommendations for her being the IT specialist on a 30-second video?
Not as much. What we've done is I've had the same thing when I start talking, especially for a lot of things I do training on or talking. They go forever. I mean, like most of mine take like an hour. What I've had to do is break up to multiple parts. I think it's like I do an introduction type thing. This is what we're talking about. And then you have another video on one particular part of that topic, another video on that, like we call them nugget trainings. That could kind of work. I mean, 30 seconds is really short, but kind of like very quick things.
I like that idea. Nugget training. That's a good idea.
Nugget training.
It's almost a reference to what we were talking about last week, though, as far as 12-second attention span, 30 seconds worth of attention. The standard rule that I've always heard is tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. So maybe, it's not, I don't know how you can fit certain things into 12 seconds. And like Benny was saying, that might not be your target audience, like it's, and Miss Benny, I want to take a second and reintroduce myself to you, because I'm Nicole. I'm with the chamber. And so we've emailed for more than a year now, back and forth.
Yeah. So that kind of gets
nice to see you.
That kind of gives me a segue into my idea that I want to share. Is we have a holiday coming up. It's right around the corner, about 3 weeks, called Valentine's Day. And Dee Dee actually posted, had a Facebook post about her Valentine's Day products that are available for you to purchase. And I did share that on our Facebook page. But what I would like to do is to help any of our members is I want to put together a 30 to 60 second promo of you and your business. Hopefully try to work it around Valentine's Day if you can. If not, I will have a second thing that I'm going to put together just on our our introduction to our chamber members. I'm going to call it something. I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to call it, but I'll figure that out. So anyway, I would like for you to submit to me a 30 to 60 second video about if you have anything special that you would like to promote for Valentine's Day, and I'm going to put a /and a 30 to 60 second video on just you and your business to share out there that will be seen by all of our chamber members and hopefully people that click on our website. So it's kind of a dual purpose. I don't know if I just want to call it a video. It's because it's not a blog, but I just think the more information that we can get out there and in front of people for you all, especially during these trying times, since we can't do some in-person things yet, try to think outside the box. What can we do to help you? So I would love to have those sent to me by next Friday, which is I don't know. Hold on. Let me look on my phone.
That is the 5th.
Okay.
Yep.
So February 5th. And then that way that gives, well, let's see. Today's just Tuesday though, isn't it? It's not the end of the week. I'd like to have them by next Wednesday, the 3rd. That gives us a chance to get them all compiled and get them up on our Facebook. We're going to put them on our Facebook page and our website. So I know it's a little bit of homework, but for some of you, you might already have something. I know I talked to Amy Quinlan at Prickly Pear, and she's always doing a video, inside her store, showcasing her products. So, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but you want to just highlight your business, where you're located, your contact information. And then, especially like with you, Dee Dee, your Valentine's Day products.
They're delicious.
I tell you what, they looked pretty good.
Delicious?
Yes.
Delicious?
We're even doing pre-orders for chocolate covered strawberries with the CBD in them. And they're cheaper than Sherry's berries. And it's another local person that I'm making, they're making them for me. So I try to pass the love on to other locals too. So, but they're delicious.
And just real quick, I wanted to interject since we were talking about the festivals and Miss Ben, you brought up, being able to network. Scarves of Hope is something that's very local, and they make bracelets for people to purchase. They're at all of the festivals for people with breast cancer. So Scarves of Hope. And I think she would be very eager to speak to you.
That'd be a good idea. I like that.
Okay, so do you all have any other questions for me or comments? I'm thinking maybe Tuesday afternoon at 4:00 is not a good time, even though I did ask folks to respond back to me with their preferences. So I'm going to kind of throw that out the window and just do what I want to do because.
Laura, can I
find it? Go ahead.
Yeah, how do you want us to send? Can you over email or?
Yes, send it to me email. That would be the best, and it's laura@middletownchamberky.com, and I can forward those to our website and Facebook guy. He'll just put it all together because he's got that magic touch, and he suggested no more than 60 seconds. So.
And Joe, who are you with?
So I'm with New York Life.
Okay. I thought I'd seen you before.
We've met on the Wednesday morning morning meeting out there in Owensboro, aren't they? I think.
Oh yeah. I knew you looked familiar. I just couldn't put my
my face pops up everywhere now.
Yeah. I did it the one time because that is an early ass meeting. Excuse my language. But
and I will tell you, I will never schedule an early morning anything unless it's be our guest at breakfast, because coming from corporate America, I had so many early morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, excuse me, hell to the no. I will not do that anymore.
I appreciate that.
So I'm sorry.
I feel the same way. I'm retail hours now. It's 10 to 7. I don't want to get up at 5:30 to look halfway decent for a 7 o'clock meeting. I just don't.
Hell to the no.
Yeah. No. So anything else that you all need from me at this moment? I will schedule our next call for February. It'll probably be the same. I've picked this week because it seems like all of our affinity group calls are the third week of the month. And I mean, by the time the end of the week gets here, Nicole and I are kind of zoomed out. So I picked this week because it didn't conflict with anybody else. So I can tell you it will be the fourth week. So, but I'll get that. I'll get that information out to you ASAP. Okay.
It is nice to have our own little week. And also just to the members that are involved, I mean, 4 o'clock, even though we haven't had much response now, I think that we can get more people on board with this time, because Laura is right by choosing it. You know, it is when people start to wind down a little bit, you know, stores are closing.
I do want to add the couple things. We do have a ribbon cutting coming up. February 5th, we have a new Green District salads. If any of you all have ever eaten there, they are going to be opening up in Middletown Commons, where Firehouse Subs was located. You know, Yankee Noodle, Comfy Cow.
What that was.
Yeah.
It's a salad place?
Yes, it's a salad place. We're real excited, so I hope you all can make that. And then next month on the e-commerce and social media, John is going to train on how to load and use the application for a QR code. He's going to step-by-step training, because QR codes are making a resurgence because of COVID. So hopefully if you all can zoom in on any of the affinity group calls that we have. A lot of people are doing it just for the contacts and the networking. But in the chamber chatter that we're sending out every Tuesday, Nicole is listing all of the affinity groups with the Zoom link and password. So it's right there. You can just print it out and have it right there in front of you and zoom in whenever you want. Okay. And we have a chamber chatter getting ready to come out after this call, so be looking for that. And you know, Dee Dee, if you want to put anything in chamber chatter, feel free. Any of you all, if you have anything you want to put in chamber chatter, you know, send it to me. Okay, we'll get it in there.
I know next week we're gonna do a huge buy one get one free on our gummies in the 750 milligrams and the 1500 milligrams. So that'd be something really good to go in there, I bet.
Yeah, it'd be great. So, I mean, that's what chamber chatter is for. It's just a weekly, get the word out to the members. Anything y'all are doing, whether it's a special promotion, whether you're trying to promote your business, get new leads, whatever. We get a little hodgepodge of everything. We've got like the ribbon cutting will be in that this week. So it's chock full of information, but it's kind of quick, easy. It's we've gotten great response to the chamber chatter. So
although Dee Dee, normally the submission is Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it would be
have it to me by Friday.
You need it by Friday. Okay.
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 But
I can do that.
For you, we can make an exception.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, good. We're closing this store will probably, as much as I hate to close a store, I think it's just going to lighten my load up a little bit and my worries. So I'm looking at it as a blessing instead of a failure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure you learned a lot.
I did. I definitely did. So yeah. Well, thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and looking forward to receiving your submissions. And don't forget about the ribbon cutting and John's training next month on the QR codes. I'm looking forward to that. And I mean, seriously, he's going to have to, everybody get your phone. You need to do that. I mean, he's going to do step-by-step training.
And John, you can use one of my bottles because I have QR codes on my bottles.
There you go.
You can always use that as a reference if you'd like.
And wouldn't that be a great way to get people to go ahead and just zoom right on into your business?
That's right.
What do you think? All right, everybody have a great rest of the week. Be safe out there, and see you soon.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Sorry again for being late.
Bye.
Thank you.
No worries.
Bye, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Bye, John.